JB and Rinku, this film is based on a true story. Can you tell us a little bit about that story and how it got made into a movie?
Yeah, I mean, this is the story of hope, and it's the story of myself, an agent, and my business partners who decided we were gonna, from a monetary standpoint, go out and try and find a Yao Ming. And that led us to India and trying to do this baseball contest. But it very quickly evolved into something much more. This emotional journey for myself, and I think for Rinku and Dinesh as well. And ultimately, it became a movie because these guys actually got signed by the Pirates, and the story became so well known that I think we somehow got on Disney's radar. And you know, once they get involved, I think you guys know it's pretty much done deal. You know, they can pretty much make anything happen.
You heard it all, what he said.
You're just gonna say ditto?
Yeah, there's no such a thing that I can mix up in there. You know, whatever he said was true.
So, Rinku, how was it when you started to play for the Pirates?
That was the best feeling ever. Thinking about never gonna succeed to where I'm already playing. It was seeing those guys playing a baseball and compare to them to myself. I always kind of feel like I gotta always work hard more than if they're working 2 hours. Definitely I need to put a 6 hour. You know, because they've been playing baseball since rest of their life, and I've been playing just a couple of years, so I gotta always be a sharp. We always be the first one to, die for the opportunity. So it's been an amazing journey. And especially Pittsburgh Pirates organization, they were such a supportive, and they keep throwing opportunity in front of my face, and it's just really up to me how fast I wanna get there, where I can reach my dream.
JB, when you heard John Hamm was going to play you, how did you feel about that, and how was it seeing yourself played out on film? Was he doing an accurate portrayal?
When I first heard that John was going to play me in the movie, my first thought was, I'm not famous enough to be punked. So I was surprised. But, being in the business, is every studio is chasing him down, trying to find a role for him. And the fact that he connected to this character and wanted to play me is a huge honor. The ultimate litmus test for how well he did, I think he did great, but the ultimate litmus test was my wife, who said that he did great. And she probably knows me better than anybody, as we know Brenda from the movie. So it's just been such a positive experience. And the truth is, even off the set, the guy's just a great guy.
And I wanted to ask you guys, how was it visiting the set and being a part of the movie being made? How was that experience for both of you?
That was like, I never thought that I'm going to go see a real movie getting made. That was totally different experience, that being there, seeing that how it's really easy look when you see a movie, but when you actually go to set, it's just, you really understand what's the process and how much hard work they put in there to make a 2 hour movie, which is take them probably a year, probably 6 months, 7 months. But it was so amazing of seeing those technology, how they work, making right-handed pitcher, looks like they're pitching left hand. So it was totally amazing.
How did Rinku and Dinesh affect you? And you can say that he's sitting right here. Can you talk to him or talk to me?
Yeah, I mean, these guys got me started down the right path maybe for the first time in my whole life. And it's not that I was a terrible guy. I was just someone who had a very myopic view. I was very driven by business. The only thing I derived any pride from was success in business. The biggest commitment I'd ever made in my life was a dog. So I was just kind of headed down this path, and I felt like I was happy. And these guys being in the house, living with me, really taught, and seeing, and really, I think where it first started was being in their villages and seeing their family and seeing how they were with their families, meeting their parents and their brothers and sisters. It really started to remind me of the importance of family and the importance of being surrounded by people that love you and that you love, outside of just what commission you can generate or whether or not you can get them in a Pepsi ad. And I took a lot of pride in their achievements, and I think these are things that really prepared me and not only opened me up to meet someone like Brenda and to fall in love, but to be a good parent to Delphine.
And Rinku, we really see the fish out of water aspect played up in this film. How accurate was that? What was your experience like when you first came to America? What were the biggest adjustments for you?
Um, just learning about a culture I think was really hard to picking up the culture, because that was biggest shock. You know, as example, walking in the streets, seeing a bunch of girl and bunch of guys holding, kissing each other, which is back home not usually happened, and the timing different. Timing zone was totally different. It's for me it was like totally different planet. You know, so and talked about movie how accurate it is. You know, there's a most thing it's pretty accurate that what we have been through, and like we were kind of talking about that there is something that you need to put a cream on top to just make it a little more tasty. So
Now, you're still holding this $1 million arm contest. Can you tell us a little bit about how that's working?
It's working good. We have our next contest coming up this fall. Obviously, Disney making a movie helps us. Simon & Schuster doing a book. These are things that will help give us a megaphone we don't normally have. In our first contest, we saw 38,000 kids. This year, we'll see 500,000. So, I think that the more kids we see, the more kids we're going to find. I mean, Rinku and Dinesh, they're very special athletes, but I think they would even admit there's lots of other kids over in India, if given the opportunity, could come over and be successful too. So our goal is to find as many of them as we can and get them all over here and start that revolution.
And JB and Rinku, what do you hope audiences are going to take away from this film when they see it?
I hope they learn from it that a lots of American kids I have seen that I think it's going to be big it's going to change their life a lot just watching the movie. And it's not that you just watching movie, you're just watching a reality that man have been through all this. So I'm hoping it's going to really inspire them and really change their lives, especially growing up young man. Sometimes you don't know what are you doing, what's right, what's wrong for you, but there's always something that you can look at it and you get in the right track. So what do you think?
My wish is that it gives kids hope, especially these kids in India, people like in Rinku's village, literally hundreds of millions of kids in these villages, that it's not that they don't believe in themselves, it's just they don't have that example of somebody they can look at and say, that guy did it, why not me? And now, they'll have that in Rinku, and obviously the movie, the book, these are things that are a huge megaphone, but that's what I hope, is that people look at it and say, why not me? What can I do?